Hey solar enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel. What if I told you that right now, your solar panels are probably running at only 75% of their potential? That's like leaving money on the table every single day. I'm about to share 5 game-changing secrets that can boost your solar efficiency by 20 to 35% without replacing a single panel. These aren't just theories. These are proven strategies backed by real data from the National Renewable Energy Laboratory and thousands of installations worldwide. We're talking about techniques that can save you $2,000 to $8,000 annually on a typical home system. I've spent months researching the latest developments in solar optimization, and what I discovered will blow your mind. Stick around because by the end of this video you'll know exactly how to transform your solar system into a high-performance energy machine. Before we dive into the secrets, let's talk about why solar efficiency is absolutely crucial in 2025. Here's the reality check. According to the National Renewable Energy Laboratory's 2024 report, the average residential solar system operates at just 77% of its rated capacity. That means if you have a 10 kilowatt system, you're only getting about 7.7 kilowatts of actual performance. But here's what's exciting. The top performing systems are hitting 95 to 98% efficiency. The difference? They're using the 5 secrets I'm about to share with you. Let's put this in real numbers. A typical 6 kilowatt home solar system should produce about 9,000 kilowatt hours annually. At current electricity rates of 15 cents per kilowatt hour, that's $1,350 in savings. But if your system is only running at 77% efficiency, you're losing $310 every year. Over 25 years, that's $7,750 in lost savings. Now imagine boosting that efficiency to 95%. You'd gain back that $310 annually plus earn an extra $200 to $400 per year. That's real money we're talking about. Secret number 1 is something most people completely ignore: managing your panel temperature. This is huge, and here's why. Solar panels hate heat. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. For every degree Celsius above 25 degrees, crystalline silicon panels lose about 0.4% of their efficiency. In summer, your roof can hit 65 degrees Celsius, which means you're losing 16% of your power just from heat. The Solar Power World magazine published data showing that panels in Arizona can reach 85 degrees Celsius in summer. At those temperatures, you're losing 24% of your potential energy production. That's like throwing away 1 out of every 4 panels. Here's how to keep your panels cool and efficient. Proper mounting height. Mount your panels at least 6 inches above your roof. This creates airflow underneath that can reduce panel temperature by 10 to 15 degrees. Studies from Sandia National Laboratories show this simple change can improve efficiency by 3 to 5%. Strategic ventilation. Create air gaps between panel rows. Even a 2-inch gap can significantly improve cooling. The key is allowing hot air to escape and cool air to flow in. Light-colored mounting. Use white or light-colored mounting rails and hardware. Dark surfaces absorb heat and transfer it to your panels. This simple switch can reduce panel temperature by 3 to 5 degrees. A study by the University of California, San Diego, found that properly ventilated panels produced 8% more energy than poorly ventilated ones. On a 6 kilowatt system, that's an extra $108 per year in energy savings. Want to check your panel temperature? Use an infrared thermometer gun, which costs about $30 online. Measure your panels on a hot afternoon. If they're above 65 degrees, you need better cooling. The ideal operating temperature is 45 to 55 degrees. Secret number 2 will surprise you. It's not about cleaning more, it's about cleaning smarter. Most people are doing this completely wrong. Here's what Google discovered in their massive solar study. Dirty panels can lose 25% of their efficiency, but here's the kicker. Cleaning them at the wrong time can actually make things worse. The National Renewable Energy Laboratory found that soiling rates vary dramatically by location. Desert areas lose 0.2% efficiency per day, urban areas lose 0.05% per day, and coastal areas lose 0.02% per day. Forget the monthly cleaning schedule. Here's the data-driven approach. Performance-based cleaning. Only clean when your system performance drops by 5% or more. Use your monitoring app to track this. Most modern inverters show daily production compared to expected output. Weather-optimized timing. Clean panels 1 to 2 days before a high production period. Check your weather forecast and clean before sunny streaks, not after rainy periods. Time of day matters. Clean early morning or late evening when panels are cool. Cleaning hot panels can cause thermal shock and micro cracks. The ideal temperature is below 30 degrees. Here's the professional method. Equipment you need: a soft bristled brush or squeegee, deionized water to prevent mineral spots, mild soap like dish soap, and a garden hose with a spray nozzle. The process: rinse panels with water to remove loose debris, gently scrub with soapy water using circular motions, rinse thoroughly because any soap residue will attract more dirt, and let air dry or use a squeegee for a streak-free finish. Skip cleaning if rain is forecast within 24 hours, panels are hot to the touch, you see micro cracks or damage, or it's been less than 2 weeks since your last cleaning. A study by the International Energy Agency found that optimized cleaning schedules improve annual energy yield by 2 to 6%, while reducing cleaning costs by 40%. On a typical home system, that's $50 to $150 in additional annual savings. Secret number 3 is about shading, and honestly, this one's a real game changer. Even tiny shadows can devastate your solar production in ways you probably never imagined. Here's something that'll really shock you. Just 10% shading on one panel can reduce the output of an entire string by 50 to 80%. That's because panels are wired in series, kinda like Christmas lights. When one goes dim, they all go dim. Sandia National Laboratories found that even a shadow from a pencil-thin wire can reduce panel output by 25%. And get this, a single leaf stuck to a panel can actually cost you $50 to $100 a year in lost production. Most shading isn't obvious. So here's how you can find those hidden culprits: the shadow tracking method. Take photos of your panels every hour from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on a clear day. You'll be amazed at how shadows move and change throughout the day. Then there's seasonal shading analysis. Trees grow, sun angles change, and what's unshaded in winter might be heavily shaded come summer. The Solar Pathfinder tool, which costs about $300, can map out year-round shading patterns. For micro-shading detection, you want to look for things like antenna shadows, chimney shadows, vent pipe shadows, tree branch shadows, and even power line shadows. Here are your options, ranked by cost-effectiveness. Free solutions include trimming overhanging branches, removing or relocating antennas, cleaning gutters that cast shadows, and removing unnecessary roof equipment. For low-cost solutions, which run about $200 to $800, you can relocate small obstructions, install panel-level power optimizers, or adjust your panel layout to avoid shadows. Investment solutions, ranging from $1,000 to $5,000, cover tree removal or major trimming, microinverter installation, and full system redesign and reinstallation. If you can't eliminate shading, power optimizers are seriously your best friend. These devices attach to each panel and prevent shaded panels from dragging down the whole string. SolarEdge and Tigo are the leading brands. Installation costs $50 to $100 per panel, but they can recover 15 to 25% of production lost to shading. On a shaded system, they actually pay for themselves in 2 to 4 years. For example, a homeowner in California had a system producing 20% below expectations due to tree shading. After installing power optimizers, production increased by 18%, adding $340 annually to their energy savings. The optimizers paid for themselves in just 3.2 years. Secret number 4 is all about your inverter, the brain of your solar system. Most people install it and forget it, but there are hidden settings that can actually boost your efficiency by 5 to 10%. Your inverter converts DC power from the panels to AC power for your home. Even the best inverters lose 2 to 5% of your energy in this conversion. But here's what most people don't know. Inverter efficiency varies dramatically based on load. According to the California Energy Commission database, most inverters are most efficient at 75 to 85% of their rated capacity. Running them at 50 or 100% capacity actually reduces efficiency by 2 to 4%. Most installers oversize inverters for safety, but honestly this kills efficiency. The optimal DC to AC ratio is 1.2 to 1, up to 1.3 to 1. This means if you have 6 kilowatts of panels, your inverter should be 4.6 to 5 kilowatts, not 6 kilowatts or larger. Why does this work? Well, your panels rarely produce their full rated power. Even on perfect days, you typically see 85 to 90% of rated output due to temperature and other factors. A properly sized inverter runs in its efficiency sweet spot more often. Modern inverters have adjustable settings that most installers never touch. For example, maximum power point tracking, or MPPT speed faster tracking, responds better to changing conditions but can be unstable, while slower tracking is more stable but less responsive. The optimal setting really depends on your local weather patterns. Then there's grid voltage settings. Your inverter can adjust its output voltage within utility limits. Setting voltage to the lower end of the acceptable range, like 235 volts instead of 245, can improve efficiency by 1 to 2%. Power factor settings are also key. Set your inverter to maintain a power factor of 1.0 or unity unless your utility requires otherwise. This maximizes real power output. If you have a newer inverter, you should enable these efficiency features. Rapid shutdown optimization, since new safety codes require rapid shutdown, but some implementations are more efficient than others. Module level shutdown is more efficient than string level. Arc fault detection tuning is also important. Arc fault protection is required but can cause nuisance tripping, so proper tuning prevents false shutdowns that cost you production. And don't forget grid support functions. Some utilities actually pay for grid support services. If that's available in your area, enabling VoltVar support can generate $50 to $200 annually in additional revenue. Check your inverter monthly for error codes or fault messages, efficiency readings, which should be above 95%, temperature readings, which should be under 60 degrees Celsius, and fan operation, which should be quiet and smooth. Consider inverter replacement if efficiency drops below 90%, it's over 10 years old, you're adding panels or battery storage, or you want to access new grid services. Secret number 5 is honestly the most advanced strategy. It's all about optimizing when you use your solar energy. And get this, it can actually double your solar savings without adding a single panel. Most utilities these days use time-of-use pricing, which means electricity costs more during peak hours, usually from 4 to 9 in the evening, and less during off-peak times. The thing is, solar panels produce most of their energy during midday when rates are often at their lowest. Here's a real example from Southern California Edison. Off-peak, which is midnight to 4 in the afternoon, costs 28 cents per kilowatt hour. Peak, from 4 to 9 p.m., jumps all the way up to 52 cents per kilowatt hour, and super off-peak, from 9 p.m. to midnight, drops to 25 cents per kilowatt hour. So, if you use solar energy during off-peak hours, you save 28 cents. But if you can shift that energy to offset your peak usage, you save 52 cents. That's 86% more value from the exact same solar energy. Here's how you can really maximize your solar value. For appliance timing, try running your dishwasher and washing machine during peak solar production, which is usually between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Set your water heater timers to heat during those solar hours, charge your electric vehicles during the day, and run pool pumps when the sun is strongest. Smart home integration is another big one. Use smart thermostats to pre-cool your home during solar hours, smart water heaters to store up hot water, smart EV chargers to optimize your charging times, and smart pool controllers to run equipment when your panels are cranking out power. If you have or you're considering battery storage, timing really is everything. The optimal charging strategy is to charge your batteries with excess solar during the day and discharge them during peak rate hours from 4 to 9 p.m. It's smart to keep your batteries at 20 to 30% charge for emergency backup, and you want to avoid charging from the grid unless rates are super low. Seasonal adjustments matter too. In summer, focus on discharging during peak hours for air conditioning loads. In winter, focus on evening discharge for heating and lighting. And in spring and fall, just maximize your solar self-consumption. If you have net metering, timing still matters. Some utilities pay more for exports during peak hours, while others pay the same rate no matter what. So it's really important to know your utility's export rate structure. Also, try to reduce grid imports during peak rate hours and use your solar energy directly instead of exporting and importing. Time your large loads to coincide with solar production. A study by the Rocky Mountain Institute actually found that optimized energy timing can increase solar savings by 40 to 80% compared to just using energy whenever. On a typical home system, that's an extra $300 to $800 every year. To help with all this, there are some great tools out there. Utility apps show you real-time rates and usage, solar monitoring apps track production patterns, smart home apps automate appliance scheduling, and EV charging apps optimize charging times. Alright, now let's create your personalized action plan to put all 5 secrets into play and really supercharge your solar efficiency. Start with these immediate actions. Day 1 and 2. Establish your performance baseline. Check your solar monitoring app for your current performance ratio. Calculate your actual versus expected production and identify your biggest efficiency gaps. Day 3 and 4. It's time for a temperature check. Measure your panel temperature on a hot day, assess the mounting height and ventilation, and plan any cooling improvements if you need them. Day 5 through 7, do a shading analysis. Take hourly photos of your panels, identify all the shadow sources, and plan shading elimination strategies. For cleaning optimization, clean your panels using the SMART method, set up a performance-based cleaning schedule, and source the proper cleaning equipment. Next is your inverter review. Check your inverter settings and efficiency, update firmware if it's available, and optimize your MPPT and voltage settings. For energy timing setup, analyze your utility rate structure, identify peak and off-peak hours, and plan your load shifting strategies. Shading solutions might include implementing free shading fixes, getting quotes for power optimizers if you need them, and planning tree trimming or equipment relocation. For energy management, install smart timers and controllers, set up automated load shifting, and optimize battery storage if you have it. To maintain peak efficiency, stick to this monthly checklist. Review your performance data and trends, check for new shading issues, clean your panels if performance drops more than 5%, verify inverter operation and settings, and keep optimizing your energy usage patterns. Here's what you can expect. In week 1, you'll see a 2 to 5% improvement just from cleaning and basic optimization. By month 1, 5 to 10% improvement from temperature and shading fixes. By month 3, 10 to 20% improvement from comprehensive optimization. And by month 6, you'll be looking at a 15 to 25% improvement from advanced strategies and fine-tuning. So, let's wrap up by taking a look at the real financial impact of these optimization strategies. Here's what these optimizations actually cost, and what they can return. For low-cost optimizations, which run from $0 to $500, smart cleaning costs about $50 for equipment and can save you $100 to $300 per year. Temperature optimization runs about $200 in materials and saves $150 to $400 annually. Basic shading fixes can be anywhere from $0 to $300 and save you $200 to $800 a year. Inverter optimization is usually free and saves you $100 to $300 per year. Medium-cost optimizations between $500 and $2,000 include power optimizers, which cost about $1,000 to $2,000 and save $300 to $800 a year. Smart home integration runs between $500 and $1,500 and saves $200 to $600 annually. So, your total investment could be anywhere from $750 to $4,000. Annual savings range from $850 to $3,200, which gives you a payback period of just 1 to 3 years. Over your system's 25-year lifespan, these optimizations can create a 15 to 25% increase in additional energy production and total extra savings of $15,000 to $45,000. You'll also see improved system reliability, with fewer repairs and a longer system life, plus a higher home value since optimized systems add more property value. A typical 6-kilowatt home system that's optimized with these 5 secrets will produce 1,500 to 2,500 more kilowatt hours every year, save an extra $225 to $375 per year at current rates, payback optimization costs in 1 to 3 years, and generate $5,000 to $9,000 in additional lifetime value. There you have it, the 5 secrets to supercharge your solar panel efficiency in 2025. Let's quickly recap. Secret number 1. Master the temperature sweet spot with proper ventilation. Secret number 2. Implement precision cleaning based on performance data. Secret number 3. Eliminate shading through smart detection and mitigation. Secret number 4. Optimize your inverter settings for maximum efficiency. And secret number 5. Time your energy usage to maximize your solar value. Remember, you don't have to implement everything all at once. Start with the quick wins, things like cleaning, temperature checks, and inverter optimization. Then, as you go, add in the more advanced strategies. The solar industry is evolving really fast, and these optimization techniques are only going to become more important as we move toward a fully renewable energy future. By putting these secrets into practice now, you're not just saving money, you're future-proofing your solar investment. Every kilowatt hour you optimize is money in your pocket and a step toward energy independence. Here's to your solar success in 2025. Like, share, and subscribe for more solar insights. ClearSpot, smart device, smarter decisions.